How's it going, everyone? You got Corey here, aka Crasher, and I present you guys with a very serious video. This right here is probably one of the more serious / sensitive videos that I have ever had to make, and we're going to be talking about something in particular that is very, we'll just say very sensitive and hits home with me, and I'm sure with a lot of you in particular, because I want to open things up here by sharing a quote with you, and that is this: "The word is mightier than the sword." And with a statement like that, it rings to be true. You know the old "sticks and stones may break my bones" quote? But here's the thing, alright, is that words do in fact hurt, okay? Words are just as bad, if not worse, than actions in certain situations. Words can carry a lot of weight, especially if you happen to have a large amount of power and influence amongst a large audience. And one of those ways that words can be worse than actions is through false accusations. And by false accusations, I'm talking about things that severely, if not permanently, damage a person for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. Now, this in particular means a lot to me, and that is because of the fact that through my experiences in life, I have dealt with words that do in fact hurt. I've also dealt with experiences when it comes to suicide, as I have dealt with people who have either been suicidal or have unfortunately committed suicide. And I have also been there myself in that dark frame of mind where I had contemplated suicide myself. But that is neither here nor there. I'm in a healthy state of mind, and I couldn't be happier right now, except for in this video, because of the fact that we are going to be touching base on suicide very shortly. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is regarding something that involves one Zoe Quinn, and her words, how very, impactful her words are. And due to the impact of her words, an individual has lost his life. And it leads me to saying this statement right here: innocent until proven guilty. That right there is a universal statement that is within the court of law. And you would think that for all intents and purposes that it would be applied to any and every single serious situation in life. Sadly, that is not to be, because the individual in question that had those accusations, the thing is, he did not have a fair trial. He did not have a platform to defend himself. And due to having those accusations completely ruin his life, ruin his reputation, and affect his mental health, and that is on top of the fact that he himself had mental issues, he committed suicide. And, you know, the thing is that life is just such a precious commodity. It is something that is just so bloody precious, and we all deserve to live. We all deserve to live out our lives as human beings and do the best we can and achieve the goals that we want. So much so as long as it is in a lawful and harmless way. However, there is nothing harmless about false accusations. As I said previously, false accusations, depending on the severity of them, can damage, if not permanently damage, someone's life and reputation for the rest of their life. And in Alec's case, Alec Holowka, I think that's how you pronounce the name. I do apologize if I butcher the pronunciation. Not good with pronunciation sometimes, I will be frank about that. But in Alec's case, he is never going to have any way to defend himself again because he is no longer with us. He has taken his own life. And as I said before, life is so precious, okay? You only live once. Life is so precious, okay? You need to make the most of your life. Do good things, not just for yourself, but do good things for those around you. Do good things for those that love you and that you love. And, you know, accomplish your goals. Do everything that you want to do that doesn't involve harming people. If you do something that harms someone in any way, shape, and form, make it right. Apologize. And also be mindful of what you say and what you do, because as I said previously, the word is mightier than the sword. And ladies and gentlemen, don't get this twisted. I take this sort of thing very, very serious. However, I also take the notion of innocent until proven guilty in the court of law very serious. Because, for all we know, anyone can accuse anyone of anything. And if there is, in fact, substantiated evidence, then you need to take it a step higher. You need to get law enforcement and the authorities involved and take it from there. Don't go to the internet and expect to have it handled there. That right there is one of the biggest mistakes you could ever do. Contact the police, contact law enforcement first and foremost, and get the case going. Because we need to remember this. The internet is not judge, jury, nor executioner when it comes to deciding one's fate. You would think that from a logical standpoint, that would ring to be true. But we don't live in a perfect world, because there have been instances where we have had things that should have been brought to law enforcement brought to the internet first. And rather than deciding one's fate based on evidence, whether it be substantiated or unsubstantiated, instead of bringing it to a court of law, we end up bringing it to the court of the internet. And that right there is where everything goes wrong. Because you have people who are in power who manipulate audiences by throwing out false accusations and making it as believable as possible. And that right there is also a very, very poor misrepresentation of the actual victims out there that have evidence, that have actual real life experiences with some of the worst things that they have experienced, such as abuse, such as sexual assault, etc., etc. And in all honesty, it makes me sick to my damn stomach. You know why? Because there are actual victims out there who are laughingstocks, who are not believed when what actually happened to them happened. And then vice versa, on the other side of the spectrum, we have people who are playing victim, who are making false accusations with no substantial evidence whatsoever, nothing to prove their victimhood, nothing to prove their accusations to be true. And you know what? The internet eats it up. And you know what? That right there is another mistake in and of itself, because we as an internet audience need to take responsibility, and we need to do research and come up with our own informed opinions rather than being manipulated by the people in question. Now, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to drag it out anymore. This video was already very, very, very tough to make as it is, as long as it is. So please take from this what you will and take something good from it. Take a lesson from it. Be mindful of your words, because words are mightier than the sword. And in certain situations, such as this one, words are mightier than actions. And when your words cause someone to take their life, it just goes to show that words are mightier than weapons. So ladies and gentlemen, take care, be mindful, think before you speak, and help those in need. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me out.